Hello, my DevNation friends. Welcome to another Tech Talk. I know that today is Thursday, but it's Tech Talk Day, not a the show day, but today we'll have both hosts. Oh, actually, the host is a guest or the guest is a host. I don't know anymore. Because our guest today is the great Sebastian Blanc. Sebi, welcome to the Tech Talk.
Hello, hi Edson. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I can see that we have a different scenario today. Where are you
Oh
today?
yeah. So usually I'm streaming from the south of France, Valoris, but today I'm in Amsterdam because I'm traveling for work. And yeah, um, at the end, a great company. They gave me this space for tonight, so I can give this talk for you, and I could show you quickly around. I'm on the top. I'm on the rooftop of a big building, and I can see all Amsterdam around me, and it's just awesome. So I'm so happy to be here and giving this brand new talk that I never did before. It will be the first time, so I'm really excited about it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can see that you have a different visual today. You're not wearing a cap because I think we're going to need some brain power. Is that correct?
Exactly. I shaved my head. Well, because I need it, but also to have better brain power. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, can't wait to see what you prepare for us. I'm pretty sure it will be fun. So, yeah, let's move forward.
Yeah.
So live today from Amsterdam, Netherlands, and Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Welcome to DevNation.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Edson. Hey, and I got some water from Julien. Thank you, Julien. Okay, awesome. Cool. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Please be chatty on the chat. It's an interactive session, as always. Tell me where you come from. I always love to read that. And yeah, Edson, you can share my screen, and then we will be good. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I will go blind because I just got one screen today. And let me go here. Let me go in slide share mode. And today I will tell you how you can access your brain with an API. Okay? But let's talk a bit about how I have been living my life until now with computers. Okay? Just before that, quick introduction about myself. I'm Sebastian Blanc. You can follow me on Twitter on CB2706. My DMs are open, so you can reach me there. If you prefer, you can send me an email at sblanc@redhat.com. I'm currently part of the awesome team that we have here at Red Hat Developers, the Developers Advocate team. Okay, and my role is to make developers happy by providing talks, basically by getting developers happy and getting them excited. And today, yeah, I'm showing you something completely new. I'm going a bit out of my comfort zone. Okay, I'm not talking about Keycloak or about OpenShift or about other stuff. I'm speaking about something completely new. Okay, so let's go. Let's talk a bit about human computer interaction. And I would like to go back in time and tell you my own story. Okay, so let's go here. Hey, you see this picture? That's me, not him. That's my father. That's me here. That was in 1985, 86, something like that. And that was more or less the first time I was interacting with a computer. Okay, and how did I manage to interact with this computer? Well, I was using a keyboard, and it was already quite pretty impressive for me. I was using my fingers to press some buttons. I could interact with a machine. Okay. And a few years later, we finally got our first computer at home. It was an Amstrad 1512. Okay. It was an awesome time. I still have it. It still runs. Every time that I go back to my parents, I still use it. But there was a keyboard, of course, but there was also something else, a mouse. There was a mouse. And that was really mind blowing for me. I could just take the mouse, move my hand, and I could interact with my computer. Okay. Later, I remember 2006, 2007. I visited my friend, and he had a Wii from Nintendo. And he said, "Hey, you want to play tennis?" And we started playing tennis using this device here. And I could just move my arm, and it was interacting with the console. And that was also mind blowing for me. Okay. And a bit later on, I got my first iPhone. It was an iPhone 2GS. And you had all those stuff like accelerometer, gyrometer, and you had some games where you could move your phone to interact with a game. And that was also mind blowing for me. So that is just to tell you that since the beginning, I've been playing with machines, using my body, okay? Using my fingers, using my hand, moving my body. But if you think about it, when I press a button on a keyboard, when I press my finger, it's something that is decided in my brain. Okay. When I move my hand for the mouse, it's something decided in my brain. When I move with the Wii U to play tennis, it always starts from my brain. So why not thinking about a device that could bypass, the thing about using physical members, your hand, your fingers, whatever from your body, and directly connect to your brain. Okay. And that's why I want to talk to you about brain computer interfaces. The fact that you could directly talk from your brain to a computer. Okay, let me drink some water. But first thing, why would we like to do that? Why would we like to bypass using physical body? Okay, um, I'm doing this today because yeah, I'm really interested about it. But there are some really concrete and really useful use cases. First thing is think about locked in syndrome. Some people from birth or maybe after an accident, they cannot use any single muscle of their body, not even their eyes. Okay? And they still have a brain that is totally fine, that is totally functioning. Okay? Imagine how hard it must be for them because that's why we call it the locked in syndrome because you're aware of everything that is happening around you, but you can do nothing because you have no control of your body. Well, in this case, if you could connect a device that could read your brain, then you could think of maybe I could communicate with my friends, with my family. And uh, that's not something that I'm telling from the future. It already exists. You have today devices for those people where they can think really hard about letters, about symbols that interact with a machine. And in this case, they can communicate with the people around them. I find that really awesome. Okay. Other use case, if you are a truck driver and you are driving for hours and hours, okay, you have to have a really great focus on the road of everything that is happening. You could use a BCI, a brain device, to monitor your cognitive state. Okay, sometimes stuff happen on the road, like you have to brake really quickly, and even if between your brain all to your foot pressing on the brake pedal, even if that is really quick, it's even quicker if your brain decides to brake. Okay? And there are some use cases where it makes sense. And that is also a use case that we could explore where we could use it. Okay? Then it's not about medical conditions or work, it's about gaming. XR gaming, about extended reality gaming. Okay, imagine that you are playing a game and you can use your brain, the state of your brain. I'm focused, I'm calm to influence the game. Okay, and we are talking about metaverse a lot. Metaverse, more or less, we are in a reality world, okay, and people will interact together. And it's hard to say when you see someone else, which is virtual there, if he's happy, sad, focused. Well, maybe you could use this brain device to show on his face if he's happy, if he's sad, okay? So, a lot of possibilities. What about NFTs? I was making the joke. I was planning to make a joke about, yeah, at one point there's always something about NFTs, crypto. Well, I was looking the internet and yeah, you won't believe it, but yeah, we have things about NFTs. There are people collecting their brain waves and making NFTs of that, okay, and selling this, okay. People making music while collecting their brain waves, making this as an NFT and selling this. So it's a real thing. Uh, it started as a joke, but it's a real thing. Anyway, let's talk a bit about the brain, our brain. How does our brain works? Okay. So just a disclaimer: I'm not a neuroscientist. I'm a Java developer. I'm a G2E developer. Okay. So I digged a bit into some articles, some papers to try to understand a bit about how our brains works. And basically, I'm simplifying a lot. The most important thing, like in Kubernetes, the most important thing is a pod. Well, in our brain, the most important thing is a neuron. The neuron is this small piece in our brain that will make connection with other neurons and make sure that everything goes well. Okay? And it's tiny. It's a few. Let me just remove my messages. There we go. Sorry for that. There we go back. Okay. So we have a neuron. Okay, and basically the crazy thing is that our neuron can produce electricity. And you might think, hey, how can a neuron produce electricity? Because I asked myself this question when I started working on this talk. Because, yeah, my body, I don't have a battery. How can I produce electricity? So there are some papers about this that tries to explain how a neuron can produce electricity. Basically, think like a neuron, like an electric wire but completely empty, and inside this wire there are some pumps that can pump positive ions and negative ions, and depending if the neuron get excited or not, it can create an electrical tension. And that is basically how a neuron, one neuron, creates electricity. So really high technology of inside one neuron. And you know what? Of course, we don't have one neuron. We have more than 55 billions of neurons in our brains. And every time that we touch something cold, that we are scared, that we are in love, that we want to move our hand forward, we activate some of these 55 billions of neurons. Okay, and basically that's how our brains works. Okay, again, I'm oversimplifying here, but that's the only thing we need to understand, that we have 55 billions of neurons all of our brains, and they are producing electricity with different intensity. Okay, that's also really important. Then there are some studies that try to make a brain atlas. Okay, so for instance, in the front of my brain here, in the front is when I have emotion. In the middle there, it's about speaking. Okay, in the back here, that should be surprising, but it's my vision. Okay, in the back of my brain, when I'm looking at things like I'm doing right now, neurons in the back of my brain get activated and they're producing electricity. Okay. And people have been studying that for years and years. It's not new. Like in the beginning of the 20th century, people already knew that our brain was producing electricity and they started to put electrodes on our brain to collect those electricity tension. Okay, and this way they could detect if you had some brain diseases or stuff like that. Okay, but it was really complicated and really hard to understand all those frequencies. So we have a brain atlas, and we know that we can collect electricity tension from all of these points. And that has been documented really, really well. Okay. And they have decided to make a sort of map that if you would like to collect some data from your brain, that should be the position of all the electrodes that you would put on your brain. Okay, so if you look at here, that's my nose here, that's the front of my head, so it's an upper view, and you have all the optimal version will be all of those sensors. Okay, what I will show you today is way less sensors. I only have 10 sensors, but there are over there, over here, all the critical places where I can collect data from my brain. Okay? And sorry for this boring slide, but we have electrical density. And that means that we have a signal. Okay? And again, I'm a Java engineer. I'm not a mathematician. I was not really good in maths, okay? But basically, when you get different signals over the time, you get a signal, okay? And you can detect what type of signal you get, okay? You have to do some Fourier transformation, stuff like that. But basically, we have 5 types of brain waves in our body. We have the delta waves. These are pretty easy to detect, okay? It's when you're sleeping, you can detect that you have delta waves, okay? And could be a bit confusion. It's also when you are focused on a single task. Then you also have delta waves. Then you have the theta. That is when you are in deep meditation state, for instance, when you are trying to do, if you're really good at meditation, okay, you can really separate, stop thinking about anything and just meditate, then you will have your theta brain waves that will go like crazy. You have the alpha, which means that you are not focusing on something, you are not sleeping, but you are in a relaxed mode. You are pretty calm, okay? If you have any sign of anxiety, like me now, because I'm doing a live stream, well, my alpha streams will be uh, polluted. Well, we will see that in a few seconds because we will try to see my own brain's waves in a few seconds. Okay. Then we have the beta waves. That is when I'm actively thinking, when I'm focused, I'm doing some really important coding. I'm a coder, you know, I'm doing maybe some Scala stuff and it's really complicated. Then I will see my beta waves going crazy, okay? And then we have the gamma waves, which are a bit complex because people are still studying them. We know that gamma waves are involved when there are different types of um, of physical states in play. Okay, and it's hard. I won't cover that today. Okay, but be assured that there are some neuroscientists that knows about it and they can use that to detect some brain diseases. Okay. Anyway, I get my brain. I know more or less where things happens. I get something to capture that, okay? And yeah, it's time for demo. Let me go outside here of this, okay? Let me double check if there are no questions. There are no questions. Awesome. Okay. So people should see this. Okay. You see, this is a device that I acquired 1 year ago. It's called Neurosity. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Edson. Okay. So basically, you can see all the captors here, and it's connected to the Wi-Fi, and it can. I will put it on my brain now. Okay. Here. And now it will collect data from my brain, collect all the different waves, and then I can do anything that I want with it. Okay, so let me see the time. Wow, time is running. You can put back the screen share because it's demo time. Awesome, thank you, Edson. So basically, this is connected to my brain, and I have an API, a Node.js API called Notion. Okay, and I just add that to my code, and basically I have a password and a username to connect my device. But basically, what I want to show you here is that once I got that, I can. That is my object. So Notion is my device. It's got now connected to my brain, and then I can access my brain. And the first thing I want to show you is dot brain waves. I want to collect my brain waves, all these waves that I described you. Okay. So I say I want the raw data. So all the data, all the tension, all the electrical tension of my brain, I subscribe to that. And for now, I just want to log console to it. Okay. So if I go here, I do a clear and I do a node demo GS. Okay, so I'm connected to my brain. Look at this. That is all the data streaming from my brain, going back here in my Node.js application and coming back here. Okay, so that's fun. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, let me stop that just here for a second, and let me show you that I also have a console. If I want, I go just to let me go over here. I just go to console.university.co, and I could also see my brain waves around here. Okay, so here, each type here is one of the connectors. So let me try to relax. I'm relaxing. And now I'm thinking about really complicated stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. I have to do Kafka streams. I have to do a Tecton talk. I have to do a Tecton talk. Look at this. You can see my brain's waves going crazy. Okay? So that's one console to play with it. But what I'm showing you here is that I can collect that directly in my code. And what you see here is that I'm streaming data from my brain to my device. And in our team, we love data streaming. And when we think about data streaming, we think about Kafka. So, wouldn't it make sense to stream the data of my brain to a Kafka topic? Well, it's pretty easy to do. I've got here another example. Okay, so here I'm look at this code here. Again, I got my Notion, so my device connected to my brain. I say brain waves, I want only to have the electrical density by band. And here I say, I just want to collect the alpha waves from my brain, and I want to send that to a Kafka topic called alpha. Okay, so what I can do basically is quickly start. Let me start a Kafka cluster basically on my machine here. It could be a managed Kafka like the managed Kafka of Red Hat, okay? But for now, let me connect to a local Kafka. Okay, there we go. Let me let me start here. Let me go back here and let me start this thing. Let me do, oh, sorry, that's not good here. I do a small clear and I do a node Kafka JS. Okay. So basically now it's only reading my alpha brains and sending that to Kafka topic. Okay. Here you can see nothing, but if we go here and let me clear this, let me open a Tmux. Let me open a Tmux. Let me put that in bigger, and let me do a control B, control. Let me split it in two. Let me do a Kafka cat. I should have it here. Let me do a Kafka cat reading my alpha topic. So it's a Kafka topic. Let's go there. Okay, what you are seeing right now is data coming from our brain. You see? It's data coming from our brain. Let me go here, and I could um, I could do the same here and add another topic for the delta uh, brain power. Okay, and I could put that on another topic. And what do you do in Kafka when you have several topics? Well, you do Kafka streams, okay? And then you can do crazy things. You can start, uh, well, detecting some behaviors of your brain. But let's be honest, I'm a Java developer. I don't understand anything about those numbers here. Okay, it's really nice. Okay, if you are a data scientist, if you're a neuroscientist, you can do great things about it. And that's my goal of this talk. If someone is watching my talk on YouTube right now and he's a neuroscientist, he said, "Wow, that's cool. I want to use this." Then I will be happy. Okay, but my goal is to show you how you can capture this data and stream it to another streaming device. But you know what? They did some great things here. So I can read my brain waves, but what I could also do, okay, let me just remove this. If you go here on the Notion, this device knows more or less how to detect if you're calm or if you are focused. Okay, so you could say, hey, show me when you are calm, and let me subscribe to this. Okay, so I have better than this. Other than this, let me show you another demo. Okay, the demo here is, let me go here, and basically I will check my focus state. If I'm focused enough, okay, so here I subscribe to my focus state, and if my brain device thinks that I'm focused more than 88% of my brain, then it can do something. And in this case, well, I love the cloud. I would like to skill some pods. Yeah, yeah, because once I'm in this part of my code, I can do whatever I need. So for now, just let's remove the scale part and let's just focus on this. So let me do a node index, okay? And that should connect to my brain and just, oh, sorry. I just did something wrong here. Let me just go back here and let me just console. Sorry about that. It's live coding. I just want to show my focus. So my focus, and I say it's my intent dot probability. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, and let me do this. Okay, there we go. Back. I started. So that should connect to my brain. Oh, did I? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I did a typo here. Sorry about that. Let's do it again. There we go. Okay, now I'm focused on my brain. Look at this, and you can see focus 44%, 44%. Okay, and basically what I wanted to show you here, but I see I'm running out of time, so I will skip it. But basically, you can decide on a threshold, and if you go past this threshold, you can do whatever you want. And I'm going to give this talk in 2 weeks for Devox friends, and my goal is to get the focus. When I get enough focus, I will just kill some pods in a cluster because it's easy to do. Okay, 1 minute. Just give me 1 more minute because I can check my focus. I can check my calmness. Okay, here I check my focus. I could do my calmness. That would do the same. There's one more thing that I want to show you, and then we will be good. Okay, let me go slideshow. It's motor imagery. Okay, so motor imagery is when you think about moving some parts of your body. Like I'm thinking about lifting my right hand. Okay, but you don't do it, just think about it. Okay, and then when you do that, your brain will activate some parts of your brain, some of the neurons, some alpha waves, and this device can detect that. And then the really great thing that you can do is that you can start doing some deep learning. You can teach your device about some states, like I'm thinking about lifting my right hand. And then you just train this device on this. Quickly demo, and then I will be good. Let me show you because it's really nice how we can do that. So I'm back here on my console of my device. You can see that I'm connected. I can go to trainings. I can do, I want to do a new training. I want to like biting a a lemon. So imagine that you bite a lemon. Okay, I start the training. I rest, and now I think about biting a lemon. I rest. I think about biting a lemon. Okay, and I'm going to stop that now, but you have to repeat that at least 30 times, and then you will have trained your device to detect the fact that you are thinking about biting a lemon. Okay, and then here you can just go to here to kinesis, say bite lemon, and you can do exactly the same. And whenever in the code you will be thinking about this, it will activate this subscription here. Okay. I'm running out of time, so that's it for me. It went faster than I thought, but let me go back to uh, where are you? We are here. Um, Edson, are you around?
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, nice demo. Yeah, you can use your brain to do some stuff. And we
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, it's, I'm interested to see what kind of actions you can think about. So you bite in a lemon, well, ice cream would be nicer, actually.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And here, Steve is asking us, what is the name of startup company that is working on this stack?
Yeah, it's neurosity. So I can put it. I don't have access to. I can put it here in the private chat, and you can share it. Neurosity.
Let me type it here. I'm going to copy paste,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you're going to see this now. So yeah, Neurosity is the name of the startup company, so you should be good.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And just to be curious, do you know how much did it cost for
Oh yeah.
the?
It's around $700 the device. Okay,
Mhm.
so you have some alternatives. There's there. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had some slides about it. There's some Open BCI Foundation, which provides some lower hardware that you have to do yourself. Yeah, this thing is you just put it on your brain and it works. Uh, it's it filters the data for you. It makes all the complicated signal filtering and stuff like that. But if you want, really, you can build it yourself. There's some stuff around that. Just look for Open BCI and you will find some stuff around it.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting for a plugin so it can code instead of you can code with your brain instead of typing. So
Exactly.
maybe, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, that was my goal in the beginning, but yeah, yeah,
okay,
we'll have to wait a bit more.
yeah, maybe for next week.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Sebi. It was really interesting to see what we can do with our brain, and we're super eager to see what we will be you'll be able to do with your brain.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah.
at the Vox France when is your next presentation about this
Exactly.
particular subject.
Yes. Okay. Hey, thank you so much, Edson. Thank you everyone that was there, and well, see you soon.
Yeah, see you. Take care and see you at the next DevNation offering. Next week, we're going to be live from DevNexus with the show. Sebi and Anna will be like
Oh,
intervening, the organizers. It will be super cool.
yeah, live from DevNext. It will be so
Yeah.
cool. Okay. Hey, thank you. Bye bye.